Hi, I'm the Tabletop Teacher, and in this video we'll be looking at Heroclix team abilities that some would say have been the stars of the Avengers Defenders War and the Joker's Wild sets, Defenders and Justice Society. These two team abilities are Marvel and DC equivalents of the same thing. In a nutshell, what these team abilities allow you to do is to replace one character's defense value with another friendly character's defense value. Both characters have to be adjacent and both must be able to use the same team ability for that to work. Here's an example. Cersei is targeting Wonder Woman with her mind control attack. Wonder Woman's defense value is 17. Now, being impervious won't help against that attack, but since Superman is adjacent and both of them have the Justice Society team ability, Wonder Woman can replace her 17 defense with Superman's 18 defense against Cersei's attack. Now, if for some reason Superman's defense had been perplexed or otherwise modified to be higher than 18, he could not pass along that modified value to Wonder Woman. It only works with unmodified defense values, but that doesn't mean the character's defense powers don't work. Here's another example. Doctor Strange's defense value is 16. He's adjacent to Man-Thing, who's taken some damage and now has a 19 defense on his third click. Dormammu and Loki are targeting Doctor Strange with a penetrating psychic blast. But before the attack is rolled, you can declare that Doctor Strange is using the Defender's team ability to replace his 16 defense with Man-Thing's 19 defense. With the energy shield deflection on top, Doctor Strange now has 21 defense. So you see, this was replace first and then modify. Keep in mind that the characters have to be adjacent for these team abilities to work, and that they will also work with wildcard characters. Thanks to Lex Luthor's calculator team ability, you could give him a free action to choose to copy the Defender's team ability before the end of your turn. And if he's targeted by an attack, you could then replace his defense value with the Hulk's defense value on your opponent's turn. But don't forget, choosing a team ability to copy is a free action and must be given during your turn. You won't be able to choose another team ability to copy when it's not your turn. One interesting strategy some players use with these team abilities is to daisy chain characters so they all get the highest possible defense value. Let's go back to Man-Thing on his third click with his awesome 19 defense to explain this. So here we have Man-Thing, who's adjacent to Doctor Strange, who's adjacent to Hellcat, who's adjacent to Gargoyle. Gargoyle is being targeted by Swarm. Yeah, I finally managed to trade for one. Here's what you can do with the Defender's team ability. Doctor Strange replaces his defense value with Man-Thing's, so his defense is now 19. Hellcat replaces her defense value with Doctor Strange's, which is now 19, so she gets a 19 defense as well. And finally, Gargoyle replaces his defense value with Hellcat's. So now the whole team has that crazy 19 defense value. Some characters have a trait that uses the Defenders or Justice Society team ability as a trigger for another effect. In the Avengers Defenders War set, you will find several characters with the Defenders Together trait, and in the Joker's Wild set, the equivalent is named A Simpler Time. Here we have Wildcat adjacent to the Atom, and they both have a defense value of 17. What would be the point of using the Justice Society team ability then? It's the A Simpler Time trait that makes it interesting. If Cobra attacks the Atom can use the Justice Society team ability to take, if you will, Wildcat's defense value, which doesn't actually change anything since they both have 17. But Wildcat's Simpler Time trait makes it so the Atom can now use probability control, but only to reroll one of the dice in the attack roll. Now, sometimes that's all you need. These Simpler Time and Defenders Together traits all offer something a little different from one character to another, but they can only be used once per turn, so make sure to choose wisely. Some call these traits extended team abilities, notably Amber from the Married with Clicks channel. As it happens, Amber, which I was very happy to meet at the Canadian Nationals last week, by the way, both she and Jason are as great in person as they are on YouTube, also talks about the Batman Enemy and Sinister Syndicate extended team abilities in a video that was released just a couple of days before this one. You should check it out. Do you have a favorite character or strategy using the Defenders or Justice Society team ability? Share it in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Tabletop Teacher. The topic for this video was chosen by my patrons, so check out the rewards on my Patreon page for more, and as always, thanks for playing with me.